Hello and welcome to your Wednesday edition of the Daily Dose of Bull. I'm Christina Loren. We've got a lot to cover today, so let's get right to the most important news of the hour. Free at last, free at last. Paris Hilton is free at last. Hilton was released from the Linwood prison facility early yesterday morning after serving over 20 days in the Hoosgow. Our chief investigative correspondent, Doug DeRue, he's been following this story. Doug, are there any new developments in this clutching story at this hour?
Well, Christina, I found it only works if you do this. And this. Oh, also, tonight, Paris Hilton is going to appear on her first TV interview following her jail sentence with CNN's Larry King live. And here at the Daily Dose of Bull, we were able to actually pull a few strings and get an exclusive sneak peek at tonight's highly anticipated interview. Let's take a look. I have to talk into it, you know.
Is this thing on? It's hot.
Button Willow, you're on the air. Go ahead.
But yeah, I got a tattoo.
That's hot.
Yeah.
If I could borrow the phrase.
says mommy.
Well, listen, Paris, you're
Mommy.
out. You're out of jail now. What have you learned anything from your stint in the Slammer?
I've learned that it's better to take a booze cruise than to drink and drive.
Good advice for all. Paris, we'll be back. Schenectady.
Wow, that is going to be some interview. That Larry King, he knows how to ask all the right questions. Well, let's move on to other news now. You may have heard of the Bong Hits for Jesus story that made headlines earlier this week, restricting free speech for students. But what about beer chugging for charity? Well, these are not typical sights or athletes you would normally see at a 2-mile race. But in Suamico, Wisconsin, they have a unique way of raising money for a good cause. You are looking at the 19th annual Beer Belly 2. And these athletes have been preparing for the event by lifting weights all year long, 12 ounces at a time. Even this Green Bay reporter got in on the action, taking the bar for journalistic integrity to an all-time low. In Wisconsin, mixing drinking with sports is nothing new. Milwaukee is home to the Brewers and Budweiser Brewskis. Since its start, the race has raised almost $350,000 for local charities. Looks like an event where we'd find young Doug DeRue. Well, that about does it for your Daily Dose of Bull. For Doug DeRue and the rest of the crew, we'll see you on the flip side.
I missed the limelight.
Squirm.
I missed the limelight, Larry.